Okay, folks, the last question of the paper was a question that was asked for 5 marks. Now, I want to say something here, folks. When you're working with fractions, you guys have become spoiled because you can plug it into your calculator and the calculator does the work for you. So the moment we give you something that has fractions in it, you don't know what to do because the calculator cannot deal with these. They're not numbers. Okay, so let's see how, number 1, do I interpret the question, and number 2, what is the quickest way out of answering this question. Okay, the key thing you had to read was that you have to prove that c plus 1 over a is 1. Now there's no ways you can solve for a, for b, and for c. Those are 3 different variables. To solve 3 variables you need 3 equations. You only have 2, and by using those 2 you must prove this. Okay, so where's the problem? I've got c. I'm happy with c. I'm not going to touch it. That I'm going to leave. But I'm not happy with the a. The a I've got to turn on its head. I've got to reciprocate it. I've got to write it as 1 over a. For me to do that without doing a mistake, I need to write a as a fraction. So I'm going to start with a, and I'm going to say, oh, okay, a is, now let's see, this is 1 over 1. The LCD of these 2 is b. Okay, so what do I get? I get b minus 1. Now that I have it, I can say that 1 over a will then be b over b minus 1. It's the equivalent of saying a is a third, and then what is 1 over a? A is 3. Now please don't think I'm now saying that a must be a third. This is just per illustration. So if I go back here now I'm ready to add. Now I can say c plus 1 over a equals c, which is 1 over 1 minus b, plus b over b minus 1. And the same thing that happened in the very first question we looked at, where you had to simplify. This needs to be b 1 minus b. So I need to change the sign. This is one term. Okay? To change the sign, this becomes a negative, and that's written the other way around. Remember, what is b minus 1? It's the same as minus 1 minus b. Okay, so what do I get? I get 1 over 1 minus b minus b over 1 minus b, and look at that. The LCD is 1 minus b. I have 1 minus b at the top, and that result is indeed 1. Okay, now folks, again, it's dealing with things for what they were, looking at them and identifying them for what they are. These are fractions. You cannot say, this is one of the classic things again that one does wrong, is by saying that a, if a is 1 minus 1 over b, then 1 over a will be 1 minus b over 1. It's not true. You cannot do that. You have to get this in the form something over something else, and then, like we did here, you can reciprocate that fraction. Okay, please, for those of you who battle with fractions, I've put a video clip online which deals with dealing with complex fractions. Go and watch that video clip carefully. Use the tools that I use in that video clip and get yourself familiar with dealing with complex fractions.